In case you couldn't tell by the first 3 episodes of Baking Broke, I do tend to like baking sweeter treats, but every now and then you need real food. Like I'd mentioned, whatever bread pudding can turn into a very savory dish very quickly and easily. And here's a couple of examples as proof. For this one, I'm using some leftover garlic Tuscan, which is the bread, and I picked that up from a local bakery. I've also got a couple of eggs, a stick of butter, and some very nice cheese. This is Gruyere. It's got a salty and very firm sort of texture to it. Now, of course, you'll start by breaking up the bread, add the melted butter to it, and then we're going to get into some fun stuff. For this one, we're going to add some cherry tomatoes and Kalamata olives. And any type of olive would really work for this, or if you don't like olives or if you don't like tomatoes, of course, swap out any vegetables that you do like. You're going to prepare those on a stovetop to get them a little bit softer than they normally would be. Of course, the baking will take care of a little bit of that. But you really do need to prep your vegetables. This is also the perfect time to add some seasonings. If you've just got salt and pepper, go ahead and use those. A couple of my favorite spices to make vegetables a little bit more savory would be ground cumin and oregano leaves. Now sort of saute those all together over a medium heat, adding more seasoning if you feel you need it. Then give it a chance to cool on the stovetop for a while. After it's to a workable condition, go ahead, pour it right on top of the bread. Finally, throw in most of the cheese, leaving a little bit left over. After you put your mixture into a greased baking pan, sprinkle that little bit of cheese that you set aside earlier over top of it. And as usual, bake that for around 350 for about an hour. When it comes out, enjoy! And to answer the question if this can be done with a toaster oven or convection oven, yes, very much so. Can any of these recipes be done with a microwave? Can? Should? No, you should not do this with a microwave, mainly because it's going to make it into a warm ball of mush. You're going to need the oven on these because it's going to give that crunchy exterior, that little bit of a crispness that you can only get through the baking process. You cannot get this through a microwave, not easily, at least if it is even possible. But yes, you can totally do this with the toaster oven, and that's what we'll do for this small one. And make sure to read the bottom of your glassware. It normally tells you if you can't put it on the stovetop, or if you can't put it in the oven, or the broiler, or microwave, or wherever. Remember, this is going to be very hot when it comes out of the oven. Even the little toaster oven. And of course, I had to throw in at least one more sweet one. For this one, I threw in about 2/3 of a loaf of ciabatta, and a couple of eggs, a stick of butter, and about a pint of raspberries, as well as 1 cup of sugar, which I took the raspberries, rolled them around a bit, and then smushed them up with a spoon, the back of a spoon to be precise. To this raspberry and sugar mixture, I added 1 block of cream cheese, and once again smushed that around. Over on the torn up ciabatta side, we add the 1 stick of melted butter. And in a separate bowl, we have the beaten eggs, to which we add just a bit of the heavy cream, mainly because we've already got the stick of cream cheese in there. We don't need to overdo it on the dairy. Add the eggs and the cream mixture into the bread and butter, and then mix in the raspberry cream cheese mixture. You know the spiel. Put it into the lightly greased baking dish, and goes into the oven once again around 350 for about an hour. And it will come out looking very similar to the way it went in. Almost like a bowl of Crunchberry cereal that sat in the milk way too long. But this turned out phenomenally well. Adding cream cheese and sugar and raspberries just absolutely rocked. Anyways, try out your own mixtures, try out your own concoctions, have fun. We'll see you next time. Break the bread. 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 Jeez. Break the bread into small pieces.